Turn right onto California 121 South, Highway 12 West.
The first launch is always the big one. For those of you who watch the Coast to Coast know that the first launch was a little scary last time. Back at my LZ at Salt Lake at the causeway that goes where?
Antelope Island.
Antelope Island. Getting ready to launch here, and if you see, spin all the way around, that gap where you see the sun is kind of where I'm trying to go to and skirt my way around the mountain that you kind of see a little more to your right there. And believe it or not, that sucker's at almost 10,000, 9,000.
95, 9,600 probably.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy stuff. So there you have it. Another day, another launch. As you can tell, I'm kind of out of breath, and the news is not good. So Ray drove what, 6 hours?
Yep.
400 miles?
Yeah.
Give or take, from Buffalo to bring me another prop. And got down here, we got that attached to No Time Flat and set up. We're going to slide crosswind, and I've run at least a football field, right?
Oh yeah.
And
He's running his ass off, and it just wouldn't lift. And it's 90 degrees. We're at 7,000 plus feet. The density altitude just wouldn't let him have it, and we've even got a headwind. You know, he's running into the wind. Still couldn't get off the ground. So,
but pretty much from the runway, I came all the way across here, and then that's what I was going to have to deal with. And there was no ways I was going to make it over there, so I decided to stop, and thought I had it nailed to slow down and stop. And unfortunately, right as I stopped, I tripped and I went forward, and unfortunately the prop is toast.
yep.
And
Prop number 2. He took this one out a little better than the last one.
oh yeah, this one is dead as a doornail.
He got all 3 blades of this one.
So this is kind of what we feared with a small glider, and you know, taking off here in the afternoon. Yes, high winds, the small glider is going to help, but with this kind of density altitude, we're at 7,000 feet here and it's hot. It just and I was hell-bent on going. You know, you try and push so hard because I really needed to make 50 more miles, 60 miles now, land, and then do it again to make the next airport for the night. So it's almost vertically parallel with here, right?
It's fairly close.
Pretty close.
You might be gaining 100 miles.
All right. Well, hopefully nobody will hold it against me too much. But I think the plan right now is that I have to make a strategy change or call it. It's not my plan, damn it.
Plans change. Didn't survive first contact with the enemy.
I mean, this trip, you know, success I was not assured at any point, and obviously people have, you know, been pretty amazed in how well I've done up until now. But I might have pushed it too far. I don't know. I'm gonna have to chew on this one for a little bit. I'm not very happy, but so there you have it. That's the way the cookie crumbled today. We'll go back to Buffalo. I'll probably have tomorrow to rest and lick my wounds and try and get my head straight, and then try and figure out how we do a route. This only really changes the route through the balance of Wyoming here and Nebraska.
Instead of Nebraska.
Yeah, we'll be going through South Dakota instead, which pretty much straight up I-90, I guess.
Yep, straight down the interstate. It's a straight line all the way to Oshkosh from my house.
Well, this is what happens when you break too many props and you're waiting for a new one. You get taken out by the buddy that drives 800 miles to come pick you up, and he says, well, you may as well put you to some work. And so while I'm waiting for my replacement prop today, we quickly came out to his oil field here, and this is a hot water well that comes up, basically thermal hot water coming out of the ground. And so I'm going to help Ray replace some pipes here for the next 3 or 4 hours while I'm waiting for my prop to come in, and then we'll be heading on out. So with some luck we'll get at least one flight in this afternoon, and preferably 2. I want to get out of Wyoming. Saturday, and I haven't done an update in I guess about 2 or 3 days. As you can hear, there's quite a bit of thunder and lightning and a big storm that's about to blow through, and I'm kind of glad that I'm on the ground. So let's give you some updates since I guess Wednesday, which is when I broke my prop. Broke 2 props that day at 7,000 feet, and after calculating the air density and so forth, it was clear that I had exceeded the capability of what an 18-meter glider can do. And since I didn't have any more props left to try and keep going, what I did was I got Ray to give me a ride basically due north up to Buffalo, where a prop was overnighted to an airport there. And so basically Wednesday night we drove up to Buffalo, and Thursday I helped Ray out at one of his oil fields and managed to fix a big water pump. Then finally got the prop and got it all up and running Thursday afternoon, and did about a 50-60 mile hop out of Buffalo, refueled, and then I did another 3-hour flight which went into the evening, and landed at Sturgis probably around about 11:30 at night. Got about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours of sleep, and then around about 3:30 that morning, once again got moving as quickly as I could past Rapid City, and I had an amazing first flight, nice big run, and it really was the beginning of an amazing day yesterday, being Friday, and covered a total of 420 something odd miles. So an amazing day to cover that kind of mileage, and a lot of it was earned. The last 2 flights I was doing maybe 35 miles across the ground, which is not very fast, and still managed an incredible day. So with that, I landed about 160 miles from where I am, and I forget the name. I think it was called Phillip. Spent the night there, and got going around about 6 o'clock this morning, and had this, once again, another amazing 160 mile flight. I landed this morning, I think, around about 9 o'clock, and then went to go take off, and I just couldn't get the motor to start, and the compression was feeling a little bit light too. So in that process of trying to get it started, I broke the pull start, and of course that required pulling the motor off the frame to try and fix that. Anyway, so when I pulled the head off, I discovered that I'd actually pinched the O-ring when I put the head back on just before the trip. And so one side of that O-ring was very, very thin, and I was barely able to get it off the head without breaking it. So anyway, cleaned it up as best as I could. It was kind of stretched, but put the O-ring back in there, and made sure that I got plenty of solvent in the piston, just to make sure that sticky rings weren't also adding to my problem. Put it all back together, made a small adjustment to the carb, and cleaned up the spark plug, put that back in, and there you go. It went and fired, and it's ready to fly. But of course, I had been ahead of the storm this morning, and I was expecting to make about another 100 miles today, which would have put me at about 250, and leaving me about 180 miles to do tomorrow. So not very much left, which I'm super pleased about. I mean, literally about 220 miles from here, and I'm in Oshkosh.
Yes.
So I'm here at Pickett Field, which is like a little RC and PPG location, or LZ, so to speak. And I'm staged here, which is about 7 miles south of AirVenture specifically, and run about 7:15 this afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and take off from here and then fly a very specific route all the way up into AirVenture and follow the arrival procedure that EAA has for flying and landing my paramotor at the air show.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Nice landing. How was the trip?
It was an amazing trip. Absolutely fantastic. I couldn't have asked for better weather. And certainly there were some times where it was hard, but the views, that's why you do it.
So how many hours a day did you actually fly?
I averaged about 8.5 hours.
Wow, that's a lot.
A lot of hours.
And you had a little bit of problems with some props?
Yes, you know, the trip wouldn't be a challenge or an adventure if you didn't do something where you broke it. And so high density altitude was my biggest challenge. I'm flying a pretty small glider. And well, we figured out that after the fact that I was trying to take off at a much greater density than I could do with this glider.
All right. So do you have a website, a YouTube channel or anything like that that people can check your adventures out at?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do a search for 50X Challenge and you can find a website and of course all the social media and so forth. And then of course I also support research PPG, which helps to raise funds for our veterans and help them get into the air. so much.
Congratulations.
Hey, bud.
How you doing?
Welcome to Oshkosh.
Thank you.
Good job.
Support and standing by me as I did this trip. It really, now that I'm here, I can start to reflect on what it took to get here. And mostly I just want to say thank you to everybody for the encouragement and checking in and following me along the way and helping me get here. So thank you. And,